In this tutorial, I'm going to talk a little bit about Adobe Dynamic Link and how to use it properly with Premiere Pro and AfterEffects. I went ahead and brought in a couple pieces of footage here. I have a green screen with an explosion, and I also have this desert footage here. It's just a static image. I'm going to bring both of these to my timeline, resize my background, and I have a green screen background here that needs to be removed. I could use some of these keyers inside of Premiere, but I don't find them to be very effective. So instead, I'm going to edit this clip in AfterEffects. With Dynamic Link, all I have to do is right-click and come to Replace with AfterEffects Composition. It's going to ask me to save this new project that I'm going to be creating in AfterEffects. I'm going to name it Project 1 AE1. Hit Save. I get a new comp created that happens to be a linked composition to Premiere, and I get my footage. So in the Effects and Presets panel, I'm just going to go ahead and select the key light effect. Again, you can do this with any type of effects in here. I'm just using this as an example. I'll remove this green background. I didn't do a super job, but that's not the intention of this tutorial. So I'm going to get back into Premiere, and automatically you'll see that my explosion is now nicely composed on top of my background desert footage. Kind of looks like a rack or something. So now what else can I do? Well, I can bring in some titles. You can create a title sequence or titles inside of Premiere, but sometimes you don't get as much functionality as you might get out of them if you were to have created them in AfterEffects. For example, using some cool text effects or some interesting bumpers or whatever. So instead, what I'll do is I'll hit File, Adobe Dynamic Link, New AfterEffects Composition. Hit OK. I get a new composition created, ready for me to add stuff to. So I'm just going to add a little bottom bumper here, not too fancy, and hit letter T to remove this opacity down to 50% so my video will show through it. And I'm also going to put here explosions are cool. Now when I get back to Premiere, I have this new piece of footage that I can bring out to my timeline. By default, it's set to 30 seconds, so you just have to kind of bring it back a little bit. It's no biggie. And you'll see that I have my title with my footage already behind it, looking great. Now if I make a change over here in AfterEffects, for example, I put some exclamation points, you'll see that in Premiere it's automatically updated. Another thing I can do is if I have an existing AfterEffects composition, in my case I'm just going to create one here really quick inside of AfterEffects. I can grab these layers here just for time's sake, and I'm just going to type in here end. I can come back to Premiere, and instead of using this new AfterEffects composition, I can import that one I just created. So you get this cool file browser, and in here I can find my project, one folder in my AfterEffects project. There's my end composition. I can choose OK, and I see that I now have a new piece of footage over here for end. I can bring this out. It is now a part of my timeline, and if I want to make a change, because right now it says end, maybe I'll put the end, go back to Premiere, I see it's automatically updated. Works great. Now one of the problems that you might find is that if you're in AfterEffects, you may come up here to the File, Adobe Dynamic Link, and try to hit New Premiere Pro Sequence. Normally the effect of this is to try to bring in a new Premiere Pro sequence that can be edited from AfterEffects. But when you do that, you get this message that says the Premiere Pro Dynamic Link server is busy. Dynamic Link is only supported in one direction per session. That's because Premiere is currently acting as the Dynamic Link server. So AfterEffects can't be it at the same time. So in order to fix this, you have to close everything down. That means AfterEffects and Premiere, and then you have to start AfterEffects, and then you can come up here, Adobe Dynamic Link, and start with this process. So in the next video, I'm going to show you a little more details about how that's done.